Summer is here and I wanted to share a couple of tips to give you consistent results when making bread during the summer or during the warmer seasons. The first tip is to use cooler liquids when making bread during the summer. During the summer, our houses are warm, so is the flour. So if you use warm or hot liquids, the warm or hot liquids are absorbed really quickly by the flour, which will yield a sticky dough. And when the dough is sticky, we usually just add more flour. And adding more flour than the dough calls for or than the recipe calls for will lead to a very dense loaf of bread. So instead of using warm or hot liquids to make dough during the warmer months, I suggest using room temperature or cooler liquids. Warmer dough also rises a lot quickly in a warm environment, which leads me to my second tip of reducing your proofing time or paying close attention to how long your bread proofs. Because bread rises a lot quickly in a warm environment, so if during the colder months, it takes about an hour for your bread to double in size or for your dough to double in size. During the warmer months, it might take maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So you definitely want to keep an eye so you're not overproofing your dough. If you overproof your dough, it could result in a loss of flavor or your bread could have an unpleasant flavor. Also, if you overproof your dough during the second rise, and the second rise is after you shape your dough into the shape of the loaf, this could cause your dough to rise unevenly in the oven or could cause your dough to fall, which would give you a flat loaf. So I recommend proofing your dough in a cool place during the summer months or proofing in a fridge if possible. So we've been making breads for hundreds of years, and at this point, I don't know if you're wondering how are professional bakers able to make bread consistently throughout the year. So this is where desired dough temperature comes into play. Desired dough temperature is actually a range between 75 to 78 degrees F, and it's the ideal temperature that you want your dough to be at before you start proofing. The desired dough temperature takes into account the temperature of the flour, the temperature of the room, your kneading method to give you the ideal liquid temperature that will give you a dough in the desired dough temperature range. I've actually created a Google spreadsheet that calculates that liquid temperature for you. I'm going to link that in the description below. I also have a video which explains how to use this spreadsheet. So it explains how to download it and how to change it or how to edit it to what you're making to give you your liquid temperature for your dough. So if you don't want to deal with the calculations or the desired dough temperature, I think we can keep it simple because I don't always use the desired dough temperature if I'm being completely honest. I just try to use cooler liquids when I'm baking in the warmer months, and also I try to reduce my proofing time. So let's say the recipe calls for an hour rise time. I'll set a timer for maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes and just check to see if the dough has doubled in size. If it hasn't, then I'll just keep watching and increase the time. Otherwise, I'll just move on to the next step. So we can keep it short and simple, use cooler liquids, and reduce or check your dough to make sure it's not overproofing. So I'm fairly new to bread making, and it's been so much fun learning about the science of bread making, and it's even more exciting to share with you guys because I'm hoping with knowledge sharing we can all become better bakers. So I hope you guys learned something new or enjoyed this video, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.